Good evening and welcome to Law Talk, the show that brings the Constitution, the law, and the events of today to you each month. What's our next subject tonight, Mark?
This is H-599, which is a bill introduced
Sound like a bill.
in the House of Representatives, and it's those crybaby Tea Partiers are upset that the 2012
Not them again.
that the 2012 election was run by the IRS and was rigged, and they're saying that we're living in a banana republic, and that we're the laughing stock of the
free world.
Well, there's no real free world anymore. What used to be, we're the laughing stock of the world.
Yeah, I know. We're just another banana republic. We might as well be located in Africa.
And so now
I understand.
They're saying, okay, because the IRS, audited people, destroyed their business, just.
You're saying the IRS did that?
Crushed people who, were on the wrong political spectrum. And so they're going to fix that. And I think what the result is going to be very interesting, because instead of the IRS being, because the IRS was in charge of fixing the 2012 election, probably up to about 20% of the vote. And Obama won by 2%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole thing's fraud.
Well, as you may remember, we've had multiple shows about the IRS, Lois Lerner, and all the gang of thieves and crooks that have been in charge of running the IRS.
I've been taking the fifth.
Yeah, but I'm going to take the fifth. But let me tell my story first. And by the way, my story is I'm innocent. I am totally innocent, and I'm telling you, my attorney told me to say that. Oh, by the way, I take the fifth on every other question.
There are no. Now you got Kiskinen, right?
Yeah.
Who's really the.
I got no skin in the game.
Kiskinen perjured himself easily 20 or 30 times, so he's looking at 1,000 years in jail. But he said.
But that's funny. He's not going to jail.
Well, he'll never go to jail because the IRS is the government, is the central government. They run the elections.
But they also run the Affordable Care Act.
And they
need him for the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, and so what happened here is but the thing is, he's covering up the election fraud, and so if that was pierced, right, if they got to the bottom of that, he'd be.
But I thought it was Miller before him that was only in for a short time.
But
because he couldn't lie good enough. He couldn't lie well enough. So they brought in a professional liar.
And so, but I mean, basically, what this is sedition and overthrow of the U.S. government. So if the story comes out, these people will be tried for sedition, and that's the death penalty. So what's 1,000 years of perjury?
What's 1,000 years of perjury?
An obstruction of justice.
Oh, obstruction of justice.
Destroying evidence is like, oh, there's no emails, there's no servers.
But I understand the Attorney General is supposed to investigate this, but they decided not to.
Well, what's funny, the investigator.
I understand the FBI was supposed to investigate it, but they forgot.
No, but the person in charge of looking for the emails, the missing emails about the IRS election rigging. He was blind.
The FBI hired a legally blind guy to look for emails. So you know what's interesting about that, Mark, is that it was when the blind lead the blind.
So I mean, this makes Stalin's election look like the freest election in the world. This is ridiculous. Okay, but so now we're not going to have.
Now we're serious?
No, the IRS is no longer going to be rigging elections. Apparently.
Are you sure?
Now the Department of Justice is going to be in charge.
Oh, now the Department of Justice will be in charge of rigging
elections. Yeah, they have the new Lynch or whatever. Yeah, and so what they're doing is they're going to because used to be had the federal, the FEC, whatever the FEC.
FCC.
The Federal Election Commission.
Oh yes, Federal Election.
And there was three Republicans and 3 Democrats, and so that was supposed to be balanced. But then they found. Well, it's dysfunctional because nothing's happening.
Oh, nothing's happening.
So they're going to.
So we better put it all Democrat.
No, we're pushing the FEC. They're being completely overrun by the DOJ. So now the DOJ.
Oh, the DOJ.
So the DOJ is not going to run the election.
We know how fair they've been.
Yeah. So because they had Operation Choke Point, right?
Well, wait a minute.
Where they said, if you don't agree.
We had Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
What else?
Which we had, which an informant, ATF blew the whistle.
The only way we found that out was an informant, a whistleblower.
A whistleblower, and then a whistleblower on Ted Stevens, Senator.
On the murder of the assassination of Senator
the framing
Ted
and the assassination of Stevens, whistleblower. Right. And so basically, we don't have any whistleblowers in DOJ yet, I guess.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I would suggest when you get closer to the end of the president's term, there'll be more whistleblowers.
So there you go. So we've got,
Because they get paid as a whistleblower.
Well,
they actually get paid.
If you don't end up shooting yourself with a bullet that doesn't match the gun in front of the fountain 10 minutes before you testify.
Yeah, but that was Vince Foster under the Clinton regime. That was funny when their attorney committed suicide with a gun, and the gun they found in his hand wasn't the gun that killed him.
Yeah, the bullet didn't match the gun.
Yeah, the bullet didn't match the gun. That's always an amazing way to commit suicide.
Sloppy.
You know what he did? For a guy that committed suicide, he was awfully sloppy that he threw the wrong gun away and then grabbed it, and then made it look like he killed himself with a different gun.
cleaning his ears.
That's a clean opportunity.
You're cleaning your ears with your gun and it goes
Oh,
off.
yeah,
that happens.
of course.
Accidents happen.
Well,
That's why they should make guns illegal.
They should make guns illegal. In fact, the thing is, I'm saying right now, those evil people at the IRA.
The NRA.
NRA.
Yeah, right.
NRA.
And so,
you know what? We got to lock them up.
So anyway,
is the IRS behind that yet?
The IRS
what
is
about the DOJ? Are they
still
behind
perjuring
that yet?
themselves so many times. It's just a joke. I mean, to call the IRS a government agency at this point is just ridiculous. They're gangsters. They're just gangsters.
I got to tell you, we touched on this before, but the IRS has been run like a RICO organization.
It really is a
Federal
racketeering
Act.
It is.
And the funny part is, which is not so funny, it's a tragic comedy for all of us normal people. I know if I don't pay my taxes, if I don't send in, I get penalized. And it starts and it goes on and on and on and on until you pay your taxes. And here we have the Clinton Foundation, where we were kind of touched on. They got 100 million here and 100 million there, and no one's even looking at them. Now you've got a bill trying to say the IRS has got to pay attention and do the right thing, and we're hoping that that isn't going to happen. But do you realize?
No, they're just going to.
Did you know that there was an organization called Cannabis Inc. that got its tax-exempt status this year in 2 months.
Right.
And there are still Tea Party
Oh,
corporations that have waited over 4 years to get their tax-exempt status. And you know why? Because the cannabis said, roll one for the prez. And he's good to go. Let's go. And come on, Holder, come on down.
No, that's an old political thing like log rolling.
Log rolling.
Log rolling. That's the big spliff.
In fact, I was going to bring a log in tonight, but we couldn't get enough water in here to make it spin.
Yeah, that's all log rolling. But so anyway, so this HR 59, and I don't think it will make much difference because, the government's not so, the federal government's so
completely corrupt. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask a question.
It doesn't really matter.
This bill, I understand, passed unanimously in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I think
what's happening in the Senate?
The president might veto it.
Well, if it passes unanimously in the Senate, the president can't veto because there's enough for an override.
The override, yeah.
Yeah, that means. But see, he can't run again anyway. Well, at least under this Constitution.
No, he could run again. Look,
look,
Putin's been 16 years. Castro was 50 years.
No, but
come on.
But Putin takes his shirt off and stands there like a tough guy. So what am I supposed to say?
Okay, well, if you're mouthing Maoist mumbo jumbo and trying to
well, wait a minute. Let's go back to this. Isn't the IRS okay? The current leader of the IRS is the one that said, what's his name?
Kinskinnen.
Yeah, he says all the emails are gone.
Yeah,
and then magically, he said in fact, he said all the servers were destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed.
But then all of a sudden, it was, well, magically, in one little corner of the nation, we found a little server.
In Virginia, yeah.
Yeah, we found a little server
which is like
bank.
a mile away from Washington,
D.C.
No, but that was the Inspector General found it. They took them.
But he's not blind.
No, but he's the first non-blind investigator.
Non-blind investigator on this project.
So I mean, the IRS has been looking for years for these emails.
They've been looking,
and they found them
they finally found them. But you know what's funny?
Yeah, with some of them.
I also found out that Lois Lerner had the ability to delete all of her emails because even though she resigned from the IRS and was suspended and all that stuff, funny enough, she still had access to her server for a year.
Right.
Well, nothing can happen when you have access to a server, of course.
Yeah, well, they can clean things up. So yeah,
how fast?
That's just massive perjury. I mean, I really, we used to look at our country and say we had a free country and we were a democracy and that we're better than Russia or China, but now it's just a joke. I think China, Russia are just as free, just as fair elections as we have.
But you know what?
Our election
will tell you this.
It's a joke.
If you get pulled over to get a ticket, you can't hand the cop a 20 like you can in Tijuana.
You got to give him 100, yeah.
In Tijuana, you hand him a 20, you get out of the ticket.
Yeah.
Here, it's not going to happen. So, but
unless you're a congressman, then you get free ride.
Well, I got a question though. How many tickets does Rubio have?
Yeah, Rubio has 4 tickets.
But anyway, my question is, what is this really going to do? Has the Senate even taken this bill up?
Well, like I said, it passed. It'll probably do well in the House, I imagine.
No, it passed unanimously.
It will probably go through the Senate, but I'm saying generally, even if the president can't veto it, like I said, there's already signs that the DOJ is going to rig the 216 election. So it'll be as rigged as the 212 election.
Why don't we leave it on that happy note, knowing that we're going to get another rigged election?
The fix is in.